After you, Lily, blanket. After you, madam. Yeah. And here we are. We're here. Yeah. Just bend it down a little bit. We're here. Hello and welcome. But today we're cooking with Lara. We're doing lots. That's it. Cooking with Lara. Hello and welcome to today's. Hello, welcome to today's Movember special, and Pugsy it's Children Need Day tomorrow, so we're Movembering and we're Pugsying and we're with Lara and we're doing lockdown lunches. So today we are going to be doing homemade tagliatelle pasta in a hand over your mouth in a tomato sauce. First thing that you need to do, guys, is get yourself some scales. Yeah. So pop those on there. Then you need to get a clean bowl that you've just washed up and haven't dried yet. And you need to pop that on top of the scales on there. So that's where we're going to be doing it, okay? So then we press that button and just once, and it resets itself and calibrates everything that we need. Now, we are going to put, wait, let's calm down. We are going to be putting in here 1 egg, one egg, and 100 grams of 00 pasta flour. Now this is premium plain flour for even smoother sauces, pastries and pasta. Leave it. Turn around this way where the camera is. So in here is 00 flour, which is great for pasta, great for sauces. My moustache is really putting me off. Let's leave the buttons because we need to watch it now because it's going to go to 100. Now this recipe is going to feed 2 people, or 1.5 and then half. So we're going to go in nice and slowly. Wait. Nice and slowly. We can't go quick because we need to do it nice and gently. So let's put 100 grams. So let's stop and we've got to... Okay, we've gone over. Okay? No, we haven't. Oh, no. A little bit more. Yeah. Okay, let's not lean on the bowl till it says 1, 0, 0. Okay, there we go. So... Yeah, keep your flour to hand because you might need to dust your surfaces. So roll your sleeves up. Because you don't want to get egg on our sleeves. No. And then we're going to tap and then crack the egg. Okay, that's it. Great. And let's not put the shell in. So put the shell in the bin. Get a cloth for your hands. Get all that egg off. So there is now 140. Hang on a second. There's 148 grams in there altogether. If you're doing it with water, then stick about 30 or 40 grams of water. Yeah. Orange, yeah. About 30 or 40 grams of water into your flour and just play with it because you don't want it to be too wet, you don't want it to be too dry, but I'll show you the differences throughout this cooking session. So we're going to do it with a fork. First of all, let me just show you what we're going to do first. First of all, we're going to move that out of the way and we're just going to mix the egg. Just going to mix the egg on its own to mix the egg together, okay? So you mix that up. Just going to turn it around a little bit. So then you mix it all together, okay? That's great. And I'm going to get rid of those scales. And once it's all together, once it's all together, then we can start to use our hands. So we're going to use the fork. Let's just do it with the fork as much as we can. Shall I help you?
No.
So turn the fork that way, because then you can push it against the side of the bowl.
I want to do it.
Okay, you do it then. So once it's at a certain point, where it's almost like a solid, then you can start to work it with your hands. So you tip out your bowl onto the work surface, and then once it's on the work surface, you can start to knead it and push it down. So when it's sort of like this together in there, then you can start to squeeze it and push it and roll it. Okay? So keep mixing with the fork, Lara, until we're at a certain point. Keep mixing it. Keep mixing it with the fork until you can't mix it anymore, and then we'll tip it out onto the work surface. Okay, so let's now take it off the fork,
And
and then we're going to tip it out, get it all out the bowl, tip it out like that,
Yeah.
and then we need to squeeze it together with our hands.
I don't need it with my hands.
Let me just get it all together for you, and then you can do it, because knowing you will just put it everywhere. Now the trick to getting it off your hands is more flour. So rub your hands in the flour that's there, rub your hands together, and then it'll all come off. So if there's little bits which aren't in your dough, make a little hole in the middle, and then put this stuff inside that hole, fold it up, and then just keep pushing it in like that. And then make another little hole. Okay, make another little hole and put that in, and then fold it all up. And use the dry flour to get it off your hands. So we're going to fold it all up, that's it. And then we're going to keep doing that. We're going to keep pushing that ball together until it's like this. But see where it's still quite floury? We need to make sure that all that flour is off that ball. So we're going to keep one hand here, we're going to push and fold it back on itself. Push again, fold it back on itself. Push, fold it back on itself. And that's how we're going to keep kneading it. So we're going to push it, fold it back on itself. If you want to roll it into a sausage, you can. And then fold it in half. And then roll it into a sausage.
And roll it in a sausage.
And then fold it in half.
And roll it in a half.
And then roll it into a sausage. So you want it to be, you don't want it to be sticky on your hands, because then it won't cut properly. You want it to be quite dry, but you also want it to be able to stretch. And if it's too dry, it will break. So this is still a little bit sticky, obviously. So that needs more flour. So what I'm going to do now is punch a little hole in it. I'm going to put a little bit of flour on the top, and I'm just going to work that flour into that dough. And I'm going to.
More flour.
You don't need more flour. You've got lots of flour there. So yours is still crumbly, so you need to squeeze it with your fingers. Okay? Yeah, you do it. So now I've got enough flour on this one. I need to make sure all the flour goes into the dough. See, at the moment, it's very, very floury. Can we all see that?
Yeah.
So we need to make sure that flour, we need to make sure that the outside is basically an egg colour, that orangey colour. That's what we need to go for, that shiny orangey colour.
I got brown,
Yeah.
and green and orange.
So we need to push those together until all of that flour is mixed in. If you've got excess flour on your work surface, just shift it out of the way for the moment. And then just keep working at that dough. Keep pushing. And this is kneading it. This is what they call kneading. So when we're at a certain point where it's all the same colour, we're going to get our cling film. We're going to wrap it in cling film, which I've got here.
I want one of those.
Well, you've got to keep mixing that a little bit more, Lara. I'll help you.
Oh.
So once it's all the same yellow and nice and firm, but it's it's a really good, nice firm ball of dough.
Your hand, Daddy.
We're going to pop it into that cling film. We're going to wrap it up very tight so there's no gaps in it, and then we're going to put that in the fridge for about half an hour. Like this one. Okay. Pop that there. Dry my hands a little bit. Not dry them, wash them in flour. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is unwrap this one. We're going to use Lara's floured surface. Well, actually, I'm going to make another floured surface because I'm going to get myself a knife.
I want a knife.
And I'm just going to chop that in half, like that. So now I've got 2 halves. Put my knife away. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of flour on this side here. And I'm just going to flatten it out in my hand on the side there, just to get it a bit flatter. Okay?
Bang, bang, bang.
So now...
I banged it.
You did bang it, yeah. So now we've got some flour on both sides. We need to get our pasta machine ready. If you don't have a pasta machine, can I just get into where you are, Lara?
Yeah.
So just jump out of the way a second. I need to move the chair. If you don't have a pasta machine, that's absolutely fine. You can use a rolling pin. It's just a little bit more effort, but it's okay. I'll show you how to do it with a rolling pin as well. So there's our pasta machine. There you go, Lara. Jump back up. I can't shut the door because that's there. So with this pasta, I'm going to do this one with the pasta machine and this one without. Sorry, yeah, jump up. So pop that one to the side, Lara, or you can keep mixing it just on that side there. Keep it doing yours there. So I'm just going to put this handle in, so watch your eye, okay? So I'm going to drop this pasta into the pasta machine while it's on the thickest setting, I must add. Not that one, I'm going to use that one. So watch yourself here, because I'm going to turn the handle. And I'm just going to go around here like this. I'm just going to, watch your arm, Lara. Just going to push this pasta through, like that. And then I'm just going to fold in the ends. Squish them again. And then I'm going to roll that through again. Bang-a-da-bang! Put your arm, Lara. Like that, okay? Now I'm gonna go a bit tighter on the next setting. So I'm gonna do, watch your arm, Lara. So I'm gonna do this next one. And then I'm just gonna drop it in the flour. Both sides. Turn it onto the next one.
I want to turn it on that one.
Then pull that through. Put it onto the next one. Going to pull that through. Put it onto the flour. Put it onto the next one. What's your arm, Lara? Thank you. What's your arm, Lara? There we go. Okay, now that's nearly done. Just one more button to go. So this is the final one now. Oh, getting a bit caught. That's alright though. It's going over to that side a little bit. Watch your arm, Lara. Right, brilliant. So now I'm just going to get rid of that machine.
I won't do that.
No, I'm going to pop that over there because we don't need that anymore. Now this pasta is quite thin to the point where you should, if the light was right, you should be able to see your hand through it a little bit. But you can't really in this one. So that is what the pasta is that we're going to be doing. Okay, so can I just pop that down there, Lara? Move yours out of the way. Thank you.
And I want to do more.
Hang on a second. I'm just going to get my knife back and I'm just going to cut that in half there. And then I'm just going to cut it into a square as well. I'm just going to move that little bit to the side. I'm going to cut this little bit into a square, just so it's nice and just so it's the nice shape. Then this is the magic part.
I don't want to do
So
more.
put it flat on your surface. Put a little bit more of a dusting of flour on it, just a tiny little bit. You've probably got enough on your work surface anyway. get all the excess off.
I mean more.
Hang on a second. And then we're going to fold it. We're going to roll it like this. So watch what we're doing, Lara. We're going to roll it like that. Okay? And then you're going to get your knife. And you're just going to do a little chop there, little chop there, little chop there. About 1/2 centimetre thick.
Beautiful. Making big.
Okay, have a look at those, Lara. Pull one of those out. Let's see what they look like. So we're going to pick them up and shake them out. And there you've got some lovely strips of tagliatelle. So let's not squish them together. Okay, let's open them up and lie them down. No, not pull them apart. No. Okay, you just play with that one. Right. So I'm gonna just open these up nicely. Yeah, let's not break them. Let's not break them. So we're gonna lie them down flat like that. Can you see?
Yeah.
Can you see what I'm doing here?
Yeah.
Look. Over here. Over here, look. So you're gonna lie them down nice and flat there. Because then when they're done, we're going to pop those into the boiling water. But first of all, we just need to get our sauce ready. Now we're going to be using a super easy sauce. I'm just going to cut this one ever so quick. We're going to be using a super easy sauce, which is perfect from the food bank. It's just chopped tomatoes. If you've got lots of flour on here. If you've got anything else on the food bank, or if you've got anything at home, you could put onions in it, you could put lentils in it, you could put, what else could you put? You could put chickpeas in it, you could put vegetables in it. Literally, there is anything that you could could go into this pasta. So we're just chopping up our tagliatelle. So we've got enough there for 2 people.
Daddy,
Yeah?
I keep building it.
These are lovely.
Yeah. These are lovely.
So if you're doing it with your rolling pin, you've just got to keep going as the same as what you would be with that there. So you've just got to roll. You just got to roll it into a rectangle. Keep pushing it. Careful with those, please. We've got to eat those. And then roll with that. So you're starting to get the shape already. Pardon? Oh, sorry.
Right.
So let's keep. If you rock it backwards and forwards,
Hurry that,
then it's
Pauline.
easy. Hang on a second. Let me just show the boys and girls this. So it's easily pushed like that. So we're just going to keep going and keep going. But it does take a long time with the rolling pin. But it's fantastic. Once it's done, it's fantastic. So keep going with that. So the next bit, I'm just going to get the frying pan. Watch your fingers, Lara.
Okay.
I'm just going to get our frying pan because that's what I'm going to do the chopped tomatoes in. So our frying pan is there. I'm going to put it on the hob that's furthest away from Lara. I'm going to put a little drizzle of oil in. I'm going to get it up to temperature. Little drizzle of olive oil. And I'm also going to put, I've got some mixed herbs. So I'm just going to put a little bit of mixed herbs into that oil. And the oil is going to fry off those mixed herbs and give it a really good flavour. A little bit of salt. And just let that have a little mix around in there. Okay? Mix all into that oil. If you've got garlic, stick some garlic in. If you've got onions, get those chopped up. How are you getting on, Lara? You're doing really, really good.
Yeah.
We don't need to cook the pasta until the last couple of minutes, so that's when it's at its best. So we're going to cook all this, we're going to get these tomatoes really, really warm, really, really ready, and then we're just going to bosh them in. 19 minutes. Right, we need to get a move on because I want to try and do this in a minute. I want to do these 20-minute meals. So I'm going to open up these tomatoes. Yep, tip them in here. Don't touch the pan though. Tip it in. Good girl, all done. Thank you. Put that into the recycling bin over there. Wash my hands. Wash, wash, wash. Then we're going to boil the kettle. Probably enough water in there actually. Boil the kettle. Only boil as much as what you need. Don't want to waste energy. Get rid of that knife and leave that spatula there.
Daddy, I'm putting this back down.
Yeah? give that a bit of a mix inside that pan. Careful not to get it on your clothes because being a tomato sauce, it's most likely going to stain, I'm afraid. So keep that going, let that get warmed up. We're going to get our saucepan as well. Our saucepan's here, and that's going to have the tagliatelle in it. Once it's cooked, we're going to give it 3 minutes in that boiling water. Once it's cooked, we're going to slap it straight into that sauce, mix it around, spin it up, put it onto a plate. Very simple, very easy. It's yummy. It's really, really good, isn't it, Lara? You've had it for the last 2 nights while we've practiced. So what else have we got that we can put in there? Have a look in your cupboards, guys. See what you've got. We've got chickpeas. We've got cannellini beans. So like these beans. So these sort of beans that you get in the food bank kit. You can crack that open, drain that, put that into the sauce, warm them up. Hot dog sausages, you can put those in. Right, now that's starting to bubble away, so what I'm going to do now is just knock it down and just let it simmer. Just let that simmer through a little bit. Yeah? Very good. You're very good at this, Lara. Very good at your lockdown lunches. So lockdown today. Lockdown today for us is going to be
Rolling pin.
rolling pin. Yeah. Going to get that boiling water into that saucepan. But it's very hot there, Lara. It's not an ornicorn, it's a unicorn. Say unicorn. Unicorn. That's starting to boil quite quick. So, no time for a coffee. So get your tagliatelle and just sprinkle it into that water. Very hot. Get yourself a pinch of sugar. Salt, sorry. Little pinch of salt. Pop that in. Little drizzle of olive oil if you've got it. Pop it in. Give it a mix with the back of the spoon so you don't squash any of it. Give yourself 3 minutes from that point. Mix this sauce around just to make sure that it's all covering the pan nicely. The best part about cooking in a frying pan is that you've got that surface area. So all of it's getting cooked at the same time instead of boiling through a really thick pan. Okay? So all of it's getting cooked really evenly, very quickly.
Daddy, read that cell.
You've got some on. You're doing very well, Lara. I think you should have your own show. That's actually really good. You're doing really well with that. That can actually be used as pasta. Well done. Just a little quick one, guys. You can use penne pasta. You can make penne pasta. So cut one of these into it. So this little bits, you can just cut it into a square. So let's just do that quickly now while we've got a minute. Like that. Get yourself a pencil. Make sure it's clean. Okay, hang on.
On here. Daddy, on here.
Yeah. Now put the pencil at the top corner, like that. Let me just show them this. Roll it. Give it a little push at the end. So it's, when you give it a little push at the end, it squashes the join. Now very gently twist it in the palm of your hand without squashing it. And it will come off the pen. And that's a penne pasta. So that's how you can make homemade penne pasta.
Daddy, don't take it off.
Well, we've got 2 minutes left on this. I'm going to turn down the heat on that pan.
Daddy,
I will, yeah, in a minute. I'm going to get a tiny little bit of starchy water. I'm just going to mix that into there. Tiny little drop in there. And that just keeps it more liquidy because it's steamed off quite a lot. So it puts a little bit more of the liquid back into there. We're not going to drain our pasta. We're just going to whop it straight in to the saucepan. Mix that water in. And when the bird beeps, we're just going to drain it and then stick it in. So get your sieve ready. Oh, you shouldn't be using that one. You shouldn't be using that one, Lara, you know that. Too big for your boots. Right, turn that off then. Okay, we don't need to cry there, do we? Right, we're going to put this in now. Okay? Right? You know you shouldn't mess with that one. That's not yours, is it? Right, the alarm's going. Hang on, nearly done. Nearly done. Ready? Hold that on. Hold that. Hold it there. Right, so I'm going to drain the pasta here. So be careful. I know it hurts. Okay, alright, okay, hang on a second. We're nearly done. We're just going to put this into here. So let that go straight into there. Nearly done, Lara. And then mix all that now into that sauce. I'll sort it in a sec, Lara. Let's just finish this. Look. Oh no. Should we just finish this very quickly? See, even we make mistakes, don't we? Alright. Let's get this on the plate then. Get a little spoon. Put your little spoon in the bottom. Look, Lara. It's done now. You were doing so well. A little bit of the sauce. Look. There you go. Lara, look. Let me see. Let me see. Alright. Get a plaster, yeah? Right, wait there. Wait there. I'm going to get it. Don't touch that knife again. See, this is why we've got to be careful. So apart from Lara cutting herself, it's actually turned out quite nicely. So it's a nice little bowl of pasta. So we're going to go and eat it now. Should we try a little bit? Okay. Alright. Well, I'm going to try a bit. It's just such an easy pasta to eat. It's so silky smooth. Right then. See, this is what happens if you play with knives. Okay? You can't play with that anymore. It's got a bit of blood on it. It's got to be thrown away. First time we've ever done that. Right then. There we go. Should we say bye to everybody? Okay. There we go. Don't touch knives, boys and girls.